Kids these days, or should we say teens. Think back to when you were a teenager. Did you tell your parents everything? Or if you're a teen watching this video, do your parents know all about your life? From hidden friendships to a double life, here are some interesting things that can only be confessed anonymously. Here are some hidden secrets teens don't want you to know. Secret friendships. Finding a social circle in middle school and high school is hard enough, but it can be unbearable if you make a friend that your parents don't approve of. One of the most common secrets that teens keep to themselves is who their friends are. Shoot, sometimes you'll find that the popular kid will keep a secret friendship with someone who isn't in their clique. Whether the teens think people will disapprove or it was a clear boundary set by their parents, keeping secret friendships is no easy task. It can get even more complicated if the friend doesn't know that they're in a secret friendship. It can quickly turn into a web of lies that becomes extraordinarily difficult to keep track of. If you told a teen that they can't be friends with someone, you increase the likelihood that that friendship will come to fruition. Even if the friendship is with someone older, someone whose family doesn't make enough money, or they're a source of drama, teens will have the friendships that they want, even if it means that they have to lie to their parents and loved ones in order to make the friendship a reality. Hidden special someones. When it comes to dating, the topic makes parents really uncomfortable, as they don't want to picture their teen in a romantic relationship. While middle school and high school is supposed to be a time for academic development, teens can't help but develop their social skills. Those skills may very well end up bringing a boyfriend or girlfriend into the picture, but depending on how the parents and friends might respond, that teen may want to keep their relationship a secret. Or it could even be like a Romeo and Juliet type situation where the parents won't approve of the mate and it turns into a conflict between two families. Well, maybe that's a bit of a stretch. There are a lot of stresses with keeping a secret relationship, but it could be even worse if it's known to the world. Once a relationship is out of the bag, there can be endless questions on what the young couple is up to, and even heavy monitoring that includes chaperoned dates in order to prevent the hanky-panky from happening. Newsflash, if a teen really wants the hanky-panky, they're gonna figure out how to get it. Freaky photos. We've all had weird interests, especially during our teen years. They might involve vampires, ghosts, witchcraft, or, hey, even the Teletubbies. We're not judging. Those are usually the phases in life that we try to forget about once we reach adulthood. But teens will go and explore this scary stuff for thrills, celebrity teens included. When Ariana Grande was in her late teens, she kept weird photos in her phone labeled demons. Apparently, Grande likes to do some occasional ghost hunting, and she keeps the pictures on her phone as a memento. She told Cosmopolitan magazine that during one incident, she and her friends were hanging out at a place called Stull Cemetery, which is apparently one of the gates to hell, which the Pope won't fly over. At one point, she felt sick because she thought the spirits were angry. Then she rolled down the window of the car she was in and apologized to the spirits for being disruptive. Then she took a picture, and apparently there were 3 demonic faces visible. Yikes. While those teen years are really dedicated to an exploration period where you can be weird for a bit, it's not something that a lot of teens will openly confess to because they're afraid of being judged. Free to feel. Okay, this next part might get a little gushy and sentimental, but it's important. Teens want to look like they're strong and they can handle the world. But there are things that they need from their parents, but feel like it would make them look too vulnerable to say. For example, one individual confessed that they think it's okay for their parents to feel happiness while the teen may be feeling depressed. That teen also expressed a need to have some room to explore their emotions so that they can better understand them. It's reasonable that parents want to know how their child is feeling and try to make them feel better by solving their problems, but it seems that doing so crosses into an area that's more related to meddling than helpful. Not to mention, always intervening to try to fix a teen's problems often results in that teen unable to process their own issues and enable them to take responsibility of their own life. Working through tough situations helps in a teen's growth and development into adulthood and teaches them important life lessons. Let the teens feel free to feel their emotions. Social media profiles. Most teens have some sort of social media profile, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, or Snapchat. If the teen is under 18, then the parents are more than likely aware of it and probably monitor that profile for creepers and such. Considering that teens are using social media these days in place of a diary, there are some things that teens don't want their parents to know. In a lot of cases, these teens are creating different social media profiles that their parents don't know about. Maybe they want to talk to their friends without being monitored, or talk to strangers, or heaven forbid, torment someone at school anonymously. This can be a bit dangerous since there are a bunch of questionable people out there that target teenagers, but also it can leave the teen vulnerable to the scourges of the school social hierarchy. As a disclaimer, this isn't us trying to say you need to scour through your teen's computer and phone because they need that privacy. There are also a plethora of other social media sites popular with teens like Tumblr and Whisper that parents don't often think about. Sorry teens, we let the cat out of the bag. And on that note, who's ready for a quiz? We've made it easy for you, so there's no need to stress. Even if their lives are secretive, there are some teenagers making a big splash. What is the name of the teen who was named CoverGirl's first ever cover boy? Find out the answer at the end of the video. In the meantime, here are some more teen secrets. Riding high. As mentioned before, those teen years are prime time for experimentation while in the comforts of living at home. Even if you get a record, it could be wiped clean once you turn 18. While there have been multiple programs in schools to keep teens away from certain substances, the curiosity of feeling that high is very much present. So most teens want to keep their secret under wraps so they don't lose access to said substances. These days, teens don't even have to break the law to be riding high, as there are legal ways to make that happen. There are things like salvia, bath salts, and even prescription medications that can be distributed among teen social circles. But feeling that high isn't always associated with the party scene. In fact, it might be more for the purposes of staying focused and studying. For example, if a teen has an Adderall prescription, they might share it with their friends if they need it before a major test or a major project is due. Or if a teen is really feeling some intense anxiety but doesn't feel comfortable talking to their parents or can't find help for some reason, they might buy some Xanax from a friend at school. Be someone else. Those teenage years are a time for exploration and figuring out who the heck they really are. Some teens don't even figure out their identity until they reach adulthood. Well, actually, come to think of it, there are some adults who still haven't figured out who the heck they really are. There is an alarming amount of teens who feel like they're not truly who they're meant to be. But when they live in a world where they're expected to have their lives figured out, they have to fake it. For Brittany Cage, she truly discovered who she really was. She was born Brandon Morrison, and she was ridiculed and teased mercilessly for being gay. In fact, she was labeled as a geeky boy and was terrified to face her peers. However, those trials caused Brittany to discover herself, and she became the fabulous woman she was meant to be. She also became a model, and at the young age of 17, she has become an inspiration for thousands of transgender teens. So, if you're a teen who feels like they haven't discovered who they truly are yet, you're not alone, and you're not the only one keeping this secret. And we're really proud of you. Prospering cheaters. Yeah, we know that teenagers cheat on their exams, but do we know how many are cheating? An expose that was released by the Los Angeles Times in 1998 revealed that most teens are cheating, and that those who are taking their exams honorably are actually the rarity. Even today, with all of the standardized testing that goes on, teenagers have a lot riding on their futures. In a poll by ABC News in 2017, studies have shown that cheating is widespread. Considering that teenagers have to do well in school, especially in their junior year of high school, it shouldn't be surprising that they buckle under the pressure and cheat. In this case, it's not even so they don't flunk out of class. It could be because they want to maintain their A average so that they can get into the college their parents want them to go to, or to get that scholarship. While schools are trying really hard to make sure that cheating doesn't happen, teens are 3 steps ahead of the game. From writing the answers down on water bottles to even writing equations on the calculator in pencil, teens would probably do just as well if they spent that cheating energy on actually studying. But desperate times often call for desperate measures. Secret lingo. If a teen is unable to create their own social media account that is secret from their parents, they can still find a way to communicate with their friends and significant others. How? Well, we all know slang and text speak changes over time. LOL and ROFL seems to be one of the only terms that have reached immortality. By the way, does anyone think of Scooby-Doo trying to say waffle when they see ROFL? Anyway, there is a whole secret lingo that teens are using to talk to each other, and a lot of it can make a sailor blush. For example, RU/18 means are you over 18, and 99 means parents are gone. Hey, when you can't communicate freely, you have to come up with a secret language to get by. Even if the technology is being used for naughty shenanigans, it has managed to stay a secret from even some of the most overbearing parents, until now. You can even Google the current lingo of teens so that you can be in the know. Yo. Okay, maybe my age really showed itself just now. Anyway, if you don't know the lingo by now, you might just want to wait until the next trends come around. Penny revenge. Teens can be some of the most creative revenge plotters in history. When they're wronged, they want to make sure that the person who hurt them gets it back tenfold. In April 2017, Maria Panchal made headlines for doing a most epic act of revenge that also wins some major petty points. The Littleton High School student was dumped by her boyfriend of 11 months 1 week before prom. Prom is supposed to be that perfect night in our high school years where we get dressed up and celebrate being young. Okay, yeah, it happens to the best of us. But the kicker in this was that Panchal's ex wanted the $95 back he chipped in for the party bus she reserved for their prom transportation. Why? So he could attend prom with a different girl. Panchal gave him his money back in pennies. $95 totals out to 9,500 pennies, which was delivered in glass jars. It's pretty much the most perfect example of pettiness that most of us can only dream about. So now the ex would have to roll all of those pennies and then take them back to the bank just so he could get cash. It's the ultimate act of revenge that results in no one really getting hurt, just incredibly inconvenienced. Luckily, Panchal was able to find an alternate prom date and enjoyed the night with her best friend. The teen was both praised and ridiculed, but in all honesty, what would you have done? What's the name of the teen who was named CoverGirl's first cover boy? That would be James Charles, and he has earned his fame from his success as a teen makeup artist. Feeling inspired to share your own secrets? We're all ears. Or should we say, eyes? Feel free to divulge in the comments. Before you go, check out some of these other awesome videos for you here at The Richest. And please, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much as always for watching, and hey, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.